Grant Morris. Happy Hour is part of the family of shows on the podcast network. It's neworleans.com. When you walk into a bar in New Orleans and you pop a bar stool, you never know who's going to be sitting on either side of you. What you do know is no matter what they look like, what they're wearing, whether they just got out of a limousine or just got out of jail, they're going to be happy to talk to you, because that's New Orleans and this is Happy Hour, a cocktail-fueled 60 minutes of random conversation with folks who have nothing in common, other than, actually, probably none of us voted for Donald Trump. That would be, I would say, the one thing that we have in common.
Either that, this is going to be a really uncomfortable show.
So, this is Stacia Symes, who's joining us. She's back on Happy Hour. It's nice to see you back again.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Very nice to look at you across the table. And Stokely Gray, who's making his first appearance on Happy Hour. Hi, Stokely.
Hi.
And we're waiting for Vokaridu, who's on the way. He's going to be here any second. This is some guy. I can't wait for you guys to meet him. Okay. He's awesome. So 80% of Orleans Parish, the city of New Orleans, went for Hillary Clinton. 80%.
That's really impressive.
So that's pretty interesting. Much higher than the rest of the country or anywhere else in the state of Louisiana, which went resoundingly, of course, for Trump.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Well, what can you do? That's
Nothing.
where you live.
Right.
Anyway, let me just tell you where we are. We're at Wayfair on Ferret Street, where they have a fabulous 3-hour happy hour here every day from 3 to 6, where you can get drinks half price. Look, it's right up here on the wall in giant blackboard writing. Drinks are half price, and so are starters, and all bar fare is half price as well, between 3 and 6 every single day. And they have an awesome brunch on the weekends. It's Wayfair on Ferret Street. You can come and hang out with us here. We're here for an hour every week, or you can come out and hang out with your own friends if you have any. Most people have some friends they could come to brunch with, I suppose, right?
Couple.
Stacia, would you say?
Yeah.
You're quite busy on the weekends. I see you on WWL TV. God, it's been that long since I've seen you.
It'll be 2 years this December.
Well, congratulations. And what happens? You go in there on a Saturday morning?
Saturday morning, first Saturday of every month.
And what time do you have to get there?
I get there at about 8:30. I go on about 8:50. I've got a 5-minute segment. Right now I'm with Rachel Wolf. She's the morning anchor.
Right.
And
so she has to work 6 days a week?
No, she's there on the weekends.
She's the weekend morning anchor. Okay.
Yeah, and so I just kind of pull from what's been inspiring me and the clutter that my clients have been dealing with, and I put some before and after pictures together, or we'll bring in something for a demo. I'll bring in clutter for a demonstration.
Bring in clutter?
Yeah, it's a really annoying thing that I do, but
what does that? What does that look like? You just bring in junk from your house?
I'll leave stuff over from a client's house and then bring it in as a demonstration of what to get rid of and how to organize it. I think we should mention that I'm a professional organizer.
Right. We should mention that. Otherwise, it sounds like you're sort of a.
Yeah, I was very confused there for a second.
You think you've got some
We're
sort of strange.
We're going to connect some dots here.
Okay, now it makes sense.
So people are paying you to take crap out of their house.
They do.
And then you take it down to WWL TV and
actually,
you said, what sort of crap are you getting out of the people's houses?
Most of the time, and just FYI, I'm taking things to Bridge House Grace House. They're my favorite charity locally to donate to, because they accept everything. They don't throw things in the landfill. They pass it on to the people. So I like that.
So you're taking stuff from the rich and giving to the poor, like
kind of.
You're the Robin Hood of junk.
Actually, I was just thinking about that the other day. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's a pretty good slogan, right? The Robin Hood. I like the word clutter because it doesn't sound like you've wasted your time and money buying this crap that you're never going to use and you're actually going to throw away.
My goal is to keep things out of the landfill. And actually last year, I calculated that I prevented over 40,000 pounds of clutter from going into the landfill. It's all recycled or donated.
That's pretty amazing, actually. Right. 40,000 pounds of crap.
Yep.
And most of it's normal stuff.
Normal stuff. Like today,
somebody else can use it.
I literally just came here from a client's house, and it's just I was working with somebody in their closet, and she's downsizing and moving in with her daughter, and she has a lifetime of clothing that she doesn't need. She didn't need for a long time, but she never dealt with it, and now she has no choice but to deal with it because there's nowhere to put all that stuff.
Well, I can see why someone like that has come to a sort of a crossroads in their life, and they have to downsize, and it's very difficult when you move into a smaller place to decide what you want and don't want. It would be very helpful to have someone who's nice and relentlessly upbeat hanging out with you.
Yeah, I make it happen fast. I can get rid of up to 175 pounds on average in 3 hours.
175 pounds in 3 hours. How much is that a pound? Stokely Gray, are you any good at doing math?
I only work with high voltage electricity, so I have no clue about math.
Well, you must be able to do 3s into 175, can't you? What is that? 50? 58. 58. Thank you, Thomas Walsh.
Thank you.
I've got a question now. Do you ever deal with a hoarder situation at all?
Well, I get a lot of phone calls from loved ones who have hoarders, but I only work with everyday people who are busy, busy families, working professionals, and retirees. Just people who have a lot of stuff and are overwhelmed with it. But the main difference between them and a hoarder is that the people I work with are willing to let go of the things that they have, and
that's
that's
interesting.
so that's my golden question: is are you willing to let go of the things that already serve their purpose? And if they say yes, then I know that I can help them. If they say no, then I refer them on to somebody who specializes with hoarders.
Okay.
So what kind of psychological problems do your clients have, or is the answer none?
I mean, just
Too
run
much-
of the mill.
Do they have too much money? I mean,
No, not everybody. A lot of people struggle financially, but they have too much stuff and they're completely overwhelmed. They become depressed.
but
They become.
can't a normal person call a friend or their family
Yeah, but
or
a friend
someone and
comes
say-
with baggage and their own opinion and the inability to help them make those decisions.
How hard is it to make a decision when you're looking at, like, I don't know, what is the
Well, what
average kind of
happens-
stuff that people are getting rid of? Like, you've got
Clothing is
too much
number one.
clothing,
I think
okay.
clothing's number one. Paper is probably number two.
Really?
And then kids. Get rid of your kids.
Oh, wow.
But kid clutter. Kid clutter. And I was a nanny for 15 years, so that's how I got into this business in the first
Right.
place. That was my boot camp for professional organizing.
Right.
And
So people want to hold on to the kids' toys or the...
yeah, well, let's just
Well, what
say
is
let's
it?
just say that you've got 3 kids, and you've been holding on toys and clothing from the oldest and doing all these hand-me-downs.
Right.
But now you've got too many of everything, and the last child is just having everything that's used, and they don't get anything that's new. But they also have things that are coming in the new, and it's just too much stuff. And so, usually it's the mom, because she's the CEO of the household, just says, I got to get rid of all of this stuff. So where do I start, and how do I make those decisions? Once those kids reach a certain age, they don't need it. So I help families create age-appropriate rooms. So if you're
Age-appropriate, okay.
yeah. So if you're in grade school, you don't need a toddler's room anymore. You don't need a toddler bed. You don't need baby toys. You don't need books that are no longer appropriate reading material. Just help you upgrade into age appropriateness.
Right. So the good news is that there used to be you and Virginia Barkley in town, and I see she got married and left town. So you're it
Oh,
now.
really?
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that she got married and left town. But
Did you
I
wonder
didn't
why you're
even-
getting a lot more work lately?
I've been busy. But thanks to Angie's List, I have been nominated.
Angie's List, very good.
Yeah.
And that's people who have used you and given you good
write
reviews.
Yeah, I've got over 40 reviews collectively. I'm on Yelp. I got some Facebook reviews. I think I got a Google review.
Right on.
So,
Do people recognize you on the street now? You're on
Yes,
TV.
I'm
They
the
say
clutter
you're the clutter
lady.
Wow. And what do they say? Oh, you look taller than you do on TV, or
actually, when I stand next to Rachel, she's quite tall, so I don't think people say that. But they just say that they share their struggles with me, and they
you
start
have to
talking.
listen to everybody's stories.
But here's the thing: I love what I do, and I like helping people.
Do you love it that much so that you want to hear everyone's stories about how they've got a
Well,
room
when
full
I
of
don't,
shit that
I just I stay home.
Really? But everyone, because people talk about, if you're a doctor or people say, oh, I've got a pain in
Yeah,
my
but
back.
you know what happens though is it turns into business. I mean, I'm a walking billboard. That's why I'm busy all the time. People want to share their problems with me. I'm like, I could help you in 3 hours. Great.
How much are we paying for 3 hours worth of consultation?
I do $100 an hour, and that
So
includes.
how much does that come to, Stokely? You can figure that out, right?
100 an hour? How many
Yeah, for
hours are we
3 hours.
talking?
Yes, so
It's
3 hour
at least
minimum.
$500.
500.
Yeah.
Okay, Thomas can check that on the
I
calculator.
mean, once again, I might be off just a little.
So that'll include
Don't wire up my house, is all I can.
that'll include getting rid of everything that we talked about, the 175 pounds on average. Sometimes it's more. But if you're, not letting go of things.
Okay, so how much is it a pound then? 300 pounds for...
that really
$300
depends.
for 175
That really
pounds.
depends on your ability to let go of things.
But can't we
And
work that out? If it's 175 pounds and $300, come on now.
on average?
What's that?
What were you thinking about while I was saying that?
I'm not a mathematician.
What were
I'm
you
an
looking at,
organizer.
Stokely?
The mirror over there, it's shiny.
You're looking in a mirror?
I get distracted by shiny things.
Do you?
Sorry.
You're like a parrot.
Exactly like
Really?
a parrot.
Where do you
yeah.
think that comes from?
I don't know.
Anyone else in your family have
Evolution,
that?
I think.
Evolution.
Yeah. It's like
You
we're
could have
all
been a
from
bird in a
birds.
past lifetime or
Think
something?
so.
Maybe.
I think we're all birds at one point.
Do you think?
Possibly. Who knows?
Well, I don't know. I don't
There might
know
be
for sure. Who knows, indeed. Is this
our
Vodka?
other guy?
Here's Vodka. Hey, dude, how's it going? Good to see you. Are you ready to come and join us? Yeah. This is the lovely, famous, talented, and super handsome Vodka Redo. How are you? Hey, I can't hear you though, Thomas.
I say I'm making
there
it.
you are.
Just
Here, put these headphones on,
let me put these on.
and I'm going to introduce you to everybody.
Okay.
Now, is this the best looking? Oh, is this the best looking guy in New Orleans? What is that really loud?
Oh, I hear myself. Okay.
Do you sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Vodka, this is Stacia Symes.
Hey, how you
We were
doing?
just
Hi,
talking about.
Stacia.
Stacia is a clutter clearer.
Okay.
Professional organizer,
She's
clutter busting queen.
Oh,
She's
I
New
like
Orleans'
that.
#1 voted by Angie's List users.
Oh, wow.
So you have a lot of crap at your house you'd like to get rid of?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Stacia will
actually
do it. It's $100 an hour.
Okay.
That's okay with you? Okay. And this is Stokely Gray.
Hey, how you doing?
We don't know
Vodka.
anything about Stokely at all. So you can. Would you like a drink? The bar will buy you some drinks here.
Oh, sure.
One of our guys will go get you one.
Does anyone
Probably
ever
some-
say no?
Sam. No one actually. No one's ever said no to a
This
drink.
is New Orleans.
Sam was our photographer. He'll. What would you
Probably
like?
like a ginger beer.
Would you
Yeah,
like a
that would be
cocktail? You can have a cocktail if you'd like one. They make great cocktails here. Look, it's all half price. In your case,
Hey,
it's
Trump
free.
is president. You might need something
Yeah.
a little stronger.
I'm not letting Trump control what's going on with me. He can be
Good
the
answer.
president for people who want him to be the president.
Well, he's your president too.
Nah,
So start drinking.
Yeah,
You
but
can have this as well.
he can have it. It's not going to stop what I'm doing.
I don't think so. I don't
think that's good.
I don't think he's going to be involved with the bounce business.
Nah,
I don't think
he
it's
have
down.
other stuff he's going to have to worry about losing his hair with.
I think that might have happened a while back.
You know what goes on? Every time there's a president, we watch their hair turn grey over the 4 years.
That happens.
Years
Yeah.
after.
Well, it's got to be
It's
one
not
of the
gonna
most
hap-
stressful.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
you say
his
it's
hair's not going
happen.
to turn grey.
Yeah, fake doesn't turn gray.
It couldn't.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it real hair even?
Who knows?
I don't know what is going on
It's a
with
whole
that.
system.
Yeah, it's complicated.
It's an
It needs to be
ecosystem.
organized, is what it needs to happen.
Ah, that's a good gig for you, organizing Trump's hair.
I would imagine there's some glue involved and like a little wind tunnel testing, a lot of that good stuff.
Do you think if this goes like people are saying, this will be like some other country where you can't talk shit about the president, and we're going to be hauled off to a gulag if we start saying stuff like this?
Nah, I don't
Doubt
think
it.
so. Nah.
I think it's not going.
Vulcan.
I don't think it could happen overnight. But if he could have it that way overnight, he would.
You
'Cause-
think so?
Yeah, because he's just like he's a child.
I think the good news is I think this is the most popular we will ever see him be is today. You
Well,
know,
that's-
once he gets in office and has to actually perform and do stuff and, and make these crazy promises come true, I think we'll see that, there's
Well,
a
he's
lot of
not
hot
gonna-
air and
The
like what
reality's gonna
majority
start
of
to
what we
set
all
in.
thought all along
Yeah.
will be.
Right. Well, he can't
Well,
deliver on any
Listen,
of this shit.
I got to tell you, like, I just kind of feel like, okay, this is the reality. The people have spoken, and like, all I can do is just breathe and drink this whiskey that's right in front of me.
I, I'm with you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Here's
Salute.
to it.
Here's to Bernie.
Here's to Bernie.
Yeah.
That's the theme of our show today.
Now,
Don't blame me. I would have voted for Bernie.
do you think Bernie would have fared better?
Yes,
And
absolutely.
I think so as well.
I really
Absolutely.
think so.
They
Yeah.
made a mistake by keeping
Everybody
Hillary in the
agrees.
race. They had their opportunity and they didn't take it.
Well, people
Yeah.
voted for Hillary, though. I think that was the Democratic way. Mm-hmm. You know, she got more votes in the primary than Bernie, whether or not you like that. But
I don't like
you think
it.
that was rigged? Like President Trump says?
Yeah, no. Now you
President,
it's a slippery slope.
Right.
That's
right.
going to take
have
some
you
getting
said
used
the
to.
words President Trump yet, Vodka?
I haven't.
Try saying it.
I
See
would
if you can
prefer not to.
It's truth. You have to force yourself to say that now.
Yeah.
It was.
I can refrain though. It's,
See?
it's
Nobody
pretty
wa-
easy.
You don't want to say it. You don't want to believe it's
No.
true. You don't want to accept it.
No, not really. But I'm trying to accept a lot of things going on right now.
Yeah, you have a lot of shit to deal with.
Yeah.
Well, let's
right.
get to that in a minute. But first
Okay.
of all, what's in this giant black box? Is that some way we can listen to some music? What is that?
Yeah, I was bringing it to set up, but
We can set it up.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, we can have Thomas set it up. What is
Okay.
it exactly?
It's just my iPad that I use for.
That thing is an
conference
iPad.
shows.
It's like the size of a
Yeah,
dining table.
but then
Very
I
big
have
one.
like my beat machine and chemistry stuff.
Well, shall we
Like-
set it up on the table here?
Oh no, we're gonna have drinks. It's way more formal than what I was.
But we
prepared
want to hear
for.
some music. Though.
Okay, he can set it up over there.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we do that, Thomas?
Yeah.
Okay, Thomas will set that up, and then we can have a listen to some.
Okay,
stuff.
cool. Are we gonna go to like commercial or something?
No,
Or
we
is
don't
it a-
believe
oh,
in
we're
that.
live.
Yeah.
Recording
Oh, no, it's not.
live.
Well, it's not
Oh, but
live, actually.
wait. Okay.
It's
well,
kind of live. It's live on Facebook,
Okay.
but then it's really a podcast, which is going to be, podcast.
Okay. Cool.
So, it's not really
Let's
live.
do it. Okay. Well, yeah.
So we
well,
got
we're
time.
live.
We got time to set it up, though. That's for
Okay.
sure. So we want to hear some music. That's why we want, we invited you along, so you can play something as well and talk about stuff. Have you guys ever heard Vodka before?
No.
No, I've
I'm looking
not.
forward to it.
You're going to love it.
I heard bounce.
Well, I'm kind of like funkadelic. I call it pop rock neo-rock. So it's really bounces like the birth of me, but as adults,
You've
we
evolved,
yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
It's
So-
a whole theatrical performance.
Yeah.
Oh, there are things in that
Yeah.
box.
yeah, so
Shakers.
don't-
Oh, kind of thing.
You should take a picture of that box.
The look of shock
Yes.
on his face when he opened up the case and saw that. Looking back at him.
What am I
Yeah.
setting up exactly?
Oh, he thought it was.
This is a bag
thought
of
it was
tricks.
a curse or
So we
something.
got shaker things and maracas. So Rock does a whole show where it's sort of like a review kind of
yeah,
thing. It's super fabulous.
yeah.
Oh,
Thank
cool.
you, man. I appreciate it.
Okay. He's got bottle caps in his hair. You have bottle caps in your hair, I see.
Yeah, I collect them from whatever. I got some from Europe. I just collect them from wherever city I'm in at the time, and they have like different kind of like.
Do you
stuff.
sleep with them in your hair?
I sleep with them. The
The
only time I
bubbly?
take them out and put them back in is to rebraid the hair, and like wash my hair, of course. But
So you have bottle caps from all around the world in your hair.
yeah, I just
That's
I don't know. It's
novel
just like
idea.
That's really cool. Normally, when I
Yeah.
had bottle caps in my hair, they came from somewhere here locally. Usually.
Right, and that's a problem
Yeah,
because
because it means
you'd
Trump's
passed out.
president
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
everybody's feeling pretty bad today. So if you are feeling pretty bad, you can take this stuff called Hangover Destroyer.
Oh,
This is
good.
our last one we've got left today because everyone took them. It'll cure or kill your hangover,
Yeah.
especially if you take it before you start drinking. But no one was prepared for that exactly yesterday.
It looks
You want
interesting.
it? Vodka, you want it? You can take
I
it.
actually would like to share because I woke up like a lot of people this morning feeling really not good. I
Not
was a lot
your
of shock.
best.
There's a lot of sadness and darkness and then like you're reading stuff and you're like, stop reading this. It's just making it worse. And then I went to work and I focused on doing what I love. And I gotta tell you, I didn't think about Trump for 3 hours. And-
$300 later.
Yeah, and $300 later.
Yeah, nice.
I wish I could say the same.
What have you been doing, Stokely?
I feel a lot better.
do you?
I do.
Is it the money or
No,
work?
it's just the fact that I helped somebody and I was doing something that was important to me and meant something to me and somebody can't, well hopefully, but somebody's not trying to take that away from me. And
No, I
so
think-
instead of focusing on the negative, I just started focusing on me and
Well,
my
there
life
isn't
and what
anything
can I
negative
do.
because the president
That's
said
awesome.
that everybody is going to be able to rise to their full potential now. I heard him say that.
With his
at 3
help,
o'clock
that's
in the morning.
great.
Yes.
Just like the students at Trump University. That would be
Well, he
amazing.
didn't, he didn't mention that, to be honest. He didn't bring that up.
Oh yeah.
I feel like
that. That'd be wonderful.
if you break something before you can build it back up again, and maybe that's what he's here to do. I'm
That's the
serious.
Why
silver
are you guys
lining.
laughing
Yeah.
at that? That wasn't meant to be funny, was
Oh.
it?
I mean,
Gotta laugh.
But I get it. I get
yeah.
it.
Okay. Well, maybe there's a positive. There's a silver lining, right? Talking of silver lining, so Stokely, you have a lighting company?
That's right. I do.
What do you do all day?
I do LED lighting. Basically, people and businesses and people that own buildings and things come to me and ask me about their lighting and see what I can do to improve it.
What sort of questions do they ask you?
How
do I
can I
make it
reduce?
lighter?
How can I reduce my bill? Sometimes it's the look of the place. Sometimes I got some dark spots, but typically it's just can I replace my lights with LED lights?
Is this residential or commercial or both?
Both, but typically commercial. That's where the
Okay.
biggest payoff is. is. So
Sure.
Well, I know the answer to that. Do you guys know what the answer to that is?
I need his lights on
Can
my
I-
stage.
Well, that's what I'm
do?
thinking.
there you go.
Yeah.
I've got it.
Yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
the tape, the colored tape, everything. So what I do
you
is
have your own tape.
there's LED tape now that you
What's
can
that
put
do?
on
Yeah,
stuff.
And it
I've
lights
seen
up?
that.
Exactly. It lights up, and you
Did you
can
know
put
that?
it in a channel, and you can have different colors. You can have different controls
With a
on
remote
it.
control, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's pretty neat
Tape.
stuff.
Tape.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tape on a roll. You roll it out and
Exactly.
stick it.
And,
Like
you
Scotch
stick it,
tape.
and then you can cut it with scissors too. And
What?
put a finger safe connector on, so you can make corners, make a break in the line. It's pretty amazing
Did
stuff.
you know about this, Vodka? You ever heard of this?
I've seen
He can put it in his
some
hair.
Of it. Oh,
There you
wow.
go.
Oh, wow.
You
I've
could.
seen something like that, and it goes to the motion of the music also,
Exactly.
right?
You program all that
All the
stuff
stuff
in,
to-
and there's a ton of channels you can use. It's pretty neat stuff.
That's
It's
pretty
light
awesome.
up tape.
Right.
That sounds like anybody could
I can do a
use
whole
that.
outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do your hair. You don't have it in the car, do you?
No, I don't. I don't carry that
I wasn't
stuff around.
happy he would carry that around.
Yeah.
That thing.
It's tape.
Yeah, but
I've got tape in my bag.
I maybe can use
I would
yours.
carry it around
I
if
got
I were you
just,
because
just
people
like
are
blue
easily
tape, but-
impressed, and if you give them something
Yes,
that
they
lights
are.
up, they will buy it from you right then and there.
You know, that's a good.
And I'm all about
that's a good
making
idea.
money.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna make the people happy.
There you go.
How much is a roll of
so-
tape?
For a
Wholesale.
50-foot roll, it's about a little like $300, but that's a lot of tape
Well,
for a
okay.
50-foot roll.
$300. Strangely, that's
Yeah.
what it costs you to get your closet cleaned
Yeah.
out.
So
what a
maybe
weird
run a
coincidence.
special. Or
Maybe we
something,
could do
yeah.
something where we like
300.
decorate their closet after it's been decluttered.
It is
Yeah.
used for under cabinet lighting. A lot.
Really?
Yeah,
I
but-
finished tidying your closet, but I put a little tape up. Hope you don't mind. You could do like a. You could have vodka in there as well. Imagine coming
We
home
can
and
have
opening your
parties.
closet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be.
Yeah.
Are you
We-
available
we
for
should-
private parties?
Yeah, private parties, bar mitzvahs.
All right. Oh my
yeah.
God, that would be great to have you at a bar mitzvah. I don't
I
know
wanna-
if
yeah, I
these
wanna
guys
hear
I
have.
what
never
you
did
got.
a bar mitzvah yet. I always did like weddings and receptions, and then some people told me I should get the license to be able to marry
To be a
people.
celebrant. It's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
idea.
Yeah. to marry people.
Yeah, I just got ordained to
Oh,
marry.
how was
It's-
it?
Well, I haven't done it yet, but it sounds weird when I say it out loud, but I got ordained to marry my sister. But
great.
that doesn't sound right, does
That's
it?
still okay. Yeah. At this point, that's still all right. I don't think we've outlawed that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to see
my-
your steps to that.
No, it was actually really easy. If anybody's familiar with the Big Lebowski, I'm a Dudist priest. I did it online, and it's like legit. It's legit.
Okay.
How much do you have to pay for that? It's like
I think
$1.
it was.
or
I
something.
think it was $50.
$50,
Wow,
and then you're
that's
an
not bad.
ordained minister
And now-
of the
and now I
life
can-
Ch-
You can
Universal
marry
Life
people.
Church.
You just need to make sure that it's recognized in the county which you are
okay.
performing the ceremony. But yeah, so whenever my sister's ready to get married, then I just show up and I'll be like, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to celebrate this thing called love.
Yeah,
Because that's my opening line, y'all.
It's kind of Prince. It kind of reminds me of Prince. Dearly beloved.
That was my
Now, is your
inspiration.
sister getting married, or is this just
No,
planning
she's
for the
she's
future?
getting married. No,
Okay.
she's got an awesome man in her life, and they are yeah.
Okay,
It's gonna happen.
So, Vodka, you'd be a great guy to marry people, I would imagine, if you in the middle of the show, like as a part of your whole routine.
Yeah,
so let's
I think
take a listen to something. Do we have it? Are we
ready?
wired up?
Is the
Not 100%. Okay, so we're gonna do two more things before we can listen to some music. Then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What are they exactly?
Well, you got a lot of notes in front of
Oh, I
you.
have
You
a
did
lot
some
of-
research on people.
Well,
I'm just because last time
I
you guys
didn't-
dug up some stuff on me.
What did we dig up last time? This,
Well, I
this time we have minimal sort of stuff here. What did we dig up? What did we say last time that was terrible? Oh, we talked about your singing career.
Yeah. Oh, well, I have something that I would like to share that
Yes.
I'm pretty excited about. A couple things, but one, I'm officially, my relationship with New Orleans just went to the next level because I just bought myself a house.
Congratulations.
Wow. Very nice. What part of town is it in, and what sort of lighting does it have in it?
Yeah. You need lights?
Well, I'm going to be in the, well, technically it's a new part of town. It's in between the French Quarter and Mid-City. Mid-City doesn't recognize it. French Quarter doesn't recognize it. And
What did it used to be?
well, about seven
swamp.
different things. But right now they're pushing for a 2-lane canal our Canal Tulane neighborhood. But I'm going to join the neighborhood association, and then you'll have heard about it.
What
soon.
street are you on? That might give us more of a clue.
I'm going to be very close to the new VA hospitals that are being built
Okay.
up on Galvez.
So is that no man's land? That didn't really have a name, which is unlike
It's
New
really
Orleans.
strange, yeah.
It is.
You would think that it had some sort of identity, but it's just been kind of like in between all
Right.
of these other identified
So are
neighborhoods.
you living in a brand new house or something?
Well, when I'm finished renovating it, it's going to be a brand new 125-year-old house.
So what
yes.
was it? A house to start with, or was it a
Yeah.
factory or something?
No, it's a double. It's
Okay.
a traditional shotgun, and
Well, congratulations!
thank
How
you
awesome.
very much.
And
I'm
what sort
so
of what sort of
excited.
lighting are you putting in it, really?
Well, as far as I've gotten, as far as my lighting ideas for the backyard, was going to be Edison light bulbs because I really like the look of that. It's very chic and romantic.
You start
We have
with
LED versions of that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be lower on my utility bill.
1/3 lower, or it uses 1/3 the amount of electricity as traditional lights.
Okay, so that sounds good. All
Yeah.
right. And
There
it
you
has
go.
like the soft, warm glow to it.
Exactly. I'll let you see some.
Okay.
It's good stuff.
We'll bring them over.
He's going to show me his bulbs.
There you go.
How do you convince people to switch over? Do you have a showroom or something?
No, not at all. I started this relatively recently. I worked in LED for about 3 years, solar for about 5 years previous to that. So I've always been kind of in green energy. And yeah, I kind of approach businesses. I kind of go through, right now we're still networking and have friends of friends things, but we're getting our first jobs and like really putting them in. So it's kind of like the other day the phone rang and it was a complete unsolicited sales call. So we're getting there.
That
you know?
happens. That's
So
good.
you're getting
Word
it
Isn't
of
that
out
the
mouth.
best feeling though when somebody
Yeah.
calls you out of the blue and you're like, oh,
And-
wait, I didn't have to chase you around and you're just calling for that.
Yes, and like they're already
major
sold.
step,
You're
yeah.
not selling them anything. You're just telling them what you can do for them. They're
That's
calling
nice.
you because
You're-
they already know they want something.
You're taking calls instead of making calls.
Yeah, all this
That's-
Yes.
entrepreneur
that's nice.
stuff has been pretty
It's a
new
big,
to me. So
How
it's
long have
become
you been in
exciting.
business for?
Been in business, really been selling for about 6 months, but
Okay.
it took about 3 months to start up. So about
That's
9
actually
months
pretty
in.
good. You're getting phone calls in 6 months. That's I
Is
would
that
say a solid lead.
significant?
I would say so. Yeah, it takes. I mean, really, it takes. They say 3 years to establish yourself and either determine whether or not your business is going to make it or not.
So that's another math problem. If you've done in 6 months what normally has been done in 3 years, that means you're going 1.5 times faster than the average business, I think.
Oh my God.
Is that right? If that's right, that would be a miracle.
It sounds good to me.
And you moved here from Chicago, Stokely.
No,
No?
I'm not originally from Chicago, but yeah, I lived in Chicago for about 5 years. I was a social worker in Chicago, meaning I worked with people with developmental disabilities, which is
Developmental disabilities.
yes,
I'm not quite sure what that is.
that'd be someone who has like Down syndrome or something that happens to you before you're 21 years of age is a developmental disability.
What's it called after 21?
I
Drunk
think
or
it's
bad
just a
luck?
regular
Just a disability.
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 I
Oh,
think
because you
Because you're not
finished
developing.
developing.
Yeah.
Right.
I
So this
see.
is something
I never
that kind
thought
of
about that
keeps
before.
you at a younger cognitive level, like you're perhaps performing at like the level of a 7-year-old, although you have an adult body, that kind of thing.
Ah, so
yeah.
back to Trump.
Oh, shit.
Everything always gets
There we
back
go.
to the
Oh my
president.
We're
Yeah.
back to the
There we go.
So you're working with people with Down syndrome. That's pretty interesting because I've often wondered what happens to kids. You see kids with Down syndrome, but then you never see adults.
It's,
Where do they all go?
they
Chicago?
typically stay in school till they're about 21 years of age,
Right.
and typically, although people don't like to think of institutions, most of the time it's a really good thing because these guys get to go and be a part of a community where everyone else kind of on the same page they are, and they're assisted, and it doesn't seem so so strange because they're
Right.
surrounded by peers as opposed to being the only person in their situation, perhaps
Okay.
in their home or in their community.
So
it's
what happens
a pretty
when
cool
you
thing.
have Down syndrome? Are you are you aware that you're different and that you're developmentally challenged, or do you have no idea?
You're aware of it, but not in the way you and I would be aware of something. So they know something's off. They get frustrated easily. They know that like something isn't firing in the same direction, or the tasks are harder. They also know they're not allowed to do certain things. Like they see you driving a car, and there's a guy who's the same age as you, and there's like, why can't I drive the car? Because it'd be wrapped around a tree over there, and stuff like that. And
Do they understand that? Does somebody with Down syndrome understand?
you do your best to explain, and it's just you try and do the best with the limitations that they
Well,
have.
how would you explain that? What do you say to someone?
I mean, it just depends on the person, but you just try and put it in the simplest of terms. Like,
You've
it's
got
unsafe.
Down syndrome.
It's unsafe for you to drive a car. because you don't have the skills to do that.
And can they understand that?
They're kind of smart, not to cut you off, but they're kind of
Yeah.
smart. As time progressed, they understand like what they are and what they're doing, and they understand that they can't drive like normal, but some do eventually drive.
Oh yeah, and it happens. But at the facilities I worked at, typically you wouldn't have anybody that's like a savant or somebody functioning on that level.
Right.
It was typically, I'd have a group of like 12 guys all living in the same house, and they're eating meals together and stuff like that. And everybody's they try and pair everybody up where they're about the same level. So, you'd have a little a group home across the way that was functioning at a different level, that kind of thing.
So I'm curious what brought you to New Orleans from that, because that's basically like you've reincarnated. You're living a different life now.
Yeah, well, the thing
You
about
saw the light.
Mm.
Thank you.
I would have
Here
never made
every
that one.
Wednesday.
You're stretching.
That's actually a really good tagline.
There you go. But yeah, basically, social work's great, but if you're a social worker for long enough, you will need your own social worker because you make absolutely no money doing it. And so
Yeah.
I really enjoyed
Back
it
to
when I was
that.
in my 20s, but as I started getting my 30s, I was like, I've got to do something different, or I'll never have anything. So. And
That's
also
unfortunate,
it's a
though.
stressful job.
Yeah.
You're passing medication. It's punishable by law if you screw up on the job. So
What?
Yeah. Think about it. You're handling like medication for people. If you're not dispensing that correctly, or there are people that attempted to do the wrong thing or whatever. Hey,
You get accountable for it, just like a bartender serving
Good point.
numerous
But
drinks.
this is in a blister pack every night, and like if
Right.
one pill's left or something, so it's just like it's nerve wracking. You're like, it's better to pass the torch to a younger person than to burn out doing it, because that's social work is full of burnout people that probably
Have you
rather
had
do
some
something
connection
else.
to this, Volker? You know something about this life?
Yeah, actually, one of my play sister's sister has Down syndrome.
Okay.
And she was in school till like 21, 22.
Right.
She went to Booker T. Washington, and I watched her progress, and she does great for herself. She's like 30 something now, like 35 or something like that. So she's doing good, and with the right people and family around, like. You just need people around with you at that time,
Right.
doing that kind of situation, and it
Right.
really helps being involved with someone with that kind of illness. And
Is there advantages? I mean, it would seem advantageous in some sort of sense to be 8 years old forever and be happy like an 8-year-old and not have to worry about anything ever, never have to grow up.
I've given a lot of thought to this. Obviously, I mean, let's all be honest here. It's most advantageous to be able to be a full functioning adult. But there are times where I go, if I viewed the world in those terms,
Yeah.
my life
would be so. It would be
that's-
actually good.
Isn't that why we smoke pot and do drugs? And
Yeah,
I think
you're-
everyone in
drink.
the world needs to smoke pot. It would really help lower accidents and crime. Everyone would just feel
Everybody would just chill
out.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, Florida just legalized medical marijuana last night.
Well, I think I am.
Yeah, what's
yeah.
up, Sal?
And 4 states is okay for recreational use now too. I think like Nevada.
Yeah,
and,
not just medical, but actually
yeah.
just for
You
your
know,
own
when I left
entertainment.
Seattle, recreational marijuana became legal, and there's a dispensary like across the street from where I used to live.
I live Capitol Hill. I was there for I played
I
a
was Lake
show.
City.
Lake City. Okay. Yeah. I love Seattle. It was the best kind of highlight of my life and career. Like to play a show every weekend at a place like repetitively.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Where
really
did you
cool.
play?
It was called the Fred Wildlife Refuge
Okay.
on Boylston, and right on the Capitol Hill. Yeah.
That's actually Capitol Hill. That's like the #1 like gay capital of
Yeah,
of
weird, hip, yeah.
of like the United States. They
Yeah.
have like the
Really?
highest population. Well, they have the highest rent,
Yeah.
but the highest population and support for the gay community, which is really, really awesome.
That's interesting.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Why did you ever leave there, Volker?
Because I'm based out of Houston, Texas,
Right.
and I was just there for the show and management, production, and
okay.
all that. They was like building my brand there.
So you've moved to Houston. That's why we never see you around here.
Yeah, I'm in Houston.
How do you like it?
I love it. It's real chill. Like I get to travel internationally. And
Really?
New Orleans didn't really have like an international flight, so I would have to like.
Yeah, see, Vodka's one of these people who we meet on Happy Hour once in a while, who's actually a star, but not in New Orleans.
Right.
There's a
Yeah,
number
they
of
hired
people
me
like
here.
you.
I just got a award, nominated for a Houston Free Press Award. And it's going to be
Congratulations.
and they play my music all the time here, and I don't get no recognition. Like
crazy.
no hip hop award, like all the awards they have, and they use my song on Q93 every Saturday. Like I'm running the station. And
Well, I guess when like, you know, the fame gets too overwhelming, you can always come to New Orleans to relax.
to chill out,
Because
yeah.
that's where all the famous people come. I worked at Commander's Palace when I first got here, and
Oh,
that was
wow,
the thing that
awesome.
set, like, you know, this place apart from other places in the world, is that these famous people will come to dine there or come to enjoy themselves here in the city, and people don't act.
People don't care.
Yeah, they're just like,
yeah.
oh, hey, what's up?
What do you want to eat?
Yeah.
Can I get you started
Yeah.
with some more? Yeah, my mom always wanted me to wait there. She always said
Well, I'm
that.
glad you didn't do it. What a terrible waste that would have been. Okay, are we set up to listen to some music?
Okay, yeah, I think
Thomas
we're
has
going to
got it
play,
together.
I call it's an introduction song just to let people know who I am,
All
who
right.
don't know, and it's just pop rock neo-voc, and
like
see
it.
if you like it.
Okay.
All right.
Got it playing,
So far, it's good.
but I can't hear it at all. So far.
It's a statement
Okay.
piece.
Okay.
It's minimalist.
See if there's anything happening that I'm doing wrong.
Oh,
You guys hear it?
no, not
I
yet.
can't hear anything. I can't hear anything. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
That was almost professional there, wasn't it? We
got
almost had
It was a good
we almost
segue.
had
It
a
was a
real
good segue.
into a. When you hear this on the podcast, we'll just edit this stuff out.
Oh, well,
But on
bonus.
Facebook, we have to suffer now. This is why live is only attractive to a certain extent.
Well,
we
what's
did-
going on in your world right now?
Well, just the sticker. This is the best thing we've got going for us over here at this point. Don't blame me. I would have voted for Bernie. I don't think someone gave me that sticker, and then when I got it, I thought, well, I'll never be able to put that anywhere because, you know,
And look at what happened.
never realized
Now
that.
how relevant it all is.
Never realized I'd be hit finally, but unfortunately it took that. Okay, how are they looking over here? Do you think? Oh, this is watch this.
That's what I was trying to get you earlier. I was like, oh, I think there's something.
I think it's because you're not wearing the mask.
Yeah, I think that would
Could you put
improve
that
everything.
silver mask on? Hello, what's the Vodka's just walking out of the whole thing?
just need one more piece of equipment.
We need another piece of equipment. What is it?
I tried to make that clear last time, and he said, oh no, I thought he said it was fine.
What do we need? A cable or
Yeah,
what?
we need a cable to go from one piece of equipment to the other. So,
Okay. Well, what should we do? Should we just like
what
go?
about, you got mid-roll credits that you want to read?
I could do that. Can you fix this up?
I can try.
When we get to the
Yeah.
to edit it.
I hope so.
Okay, so we'll edit the stuff out. Okay, so I'll just do these. I'll do these ads, and then
Can I get a drink?
yeah. Okay, we'll take a little break. You go get a drink. I'll do these ads, and then Stokely, you want another drink? Is that you good? All right.
I could use a walk around. Get up. We're
Okay.
taking a little break.
Yeah, we can take like a 1 minute break. Don't go anywhere though.
All right. I promise.
I mean, don't go further than the bar. Okay, so this is really working out pretty good. Is anyone watching this live on Facebook?
One person.
One person.
It might be me. Yeah.
It might be Asher.
It
Yeah.
might be Asher.
No one ever watches this live, even though, well, once in a while people, but they seem to watch it afterwards. Okay, so I can do this whole thing to camera.
It's just
Do it-
you and the camera.
It's just me and Asher. Okay, here's Vodka coming back in. Maybe we at least get a shot of him. He's more interesting looking than me. Don't you think he's a good looking guy, this guy? Yeah. Super handsome. Wait till you see this.
like the hair.
The whole look, I think.
That
He's
jacket's
a real,
sick, dude.
the guy's a real superstar and no one knows who he is.
So you should. Wait, you have the hair for it.
Me, I could
We could put.
I
bottle
could
caps-
I could put bottle caps in my hair and learn how to like rap or whatever it's called, right?
to bounce.
Bounce.
Yeah.
It's not really bounce, though. It's much more cool than that. It's hard to describe. What did he say it is? Neo-Voc? Jock rock or something?
He made a word for it, which
Yeah.
about.
Okay, well, I guess... Shit, that sounds really fucked up, actually, guys.
It was cool.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's like really buzzing badly. Who's texting me, do you think? Maybe I could look at that. Anything to do with the show Christian? Oh, yeah. Okay. Just Christian telling me. Christian's our music director telling me that Voc is almost here, but it's not totally accurate. Hey, listen, thanks very much to Basics Swim and Gym, where you can get a full range of fashion swimsuits, workout, and yoga clothes with style. You can get a bikini, a one-piece, a cover-up. In fact, everything you need for the beach and poolside is at Basics Swim and Gym, which is right across the street from the lingerie store Basics Underneath on Magazine Street, just near Jefferson Avenue. Is that sort of strange noise going to continue? I mean, is that in the actual...
Yeah. Hey,
Can you hear that? Oh, there we go.
we're getting some music signal? We're getting some reverb. Oh, no,
That's gone. This is the strangest show we've done, I think. Everyone's just walking away. And also thanks to our friends at Hangover Destroyer, the only all-natural product that's medically proven to prevent a hangover. If you go to the Hangover Destroyer website, it's hdestroyer.com. If you write happy hour in the coupon code, you'll get 30% off of Hangover Destroyer, and you too can seize the dawn. Oh, come on now.
For the record,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the beer or the hangover destroyer, but I do feel a lot better. than I
Okay,
did
Asher
when I
took this Hangover Destroyer when he walked in here to work today 1 hour ago, slightly more than that probably, and it's totally cured your hangover, but it may also be the beer. Well, you're supposed to be able to drink while you have this stuff, you know, that's the whole
good
point.
thing.
Yeah. Well, that's great news. So we've got a real actual, endorsement,
It works.
testimonial.
I think it, I feel
You feel great?
I feel better now. Yeah.
Okay.
This,
So is this the show now?
yeah,
or
this,
what
I
the
guess
fuck
this is
that?
just a part of the show.
I don't know. I guess it is. I guess I can just do like Chris True. You know, have you heard Chris True's podcast, True to the Game?
True to the game,
Yeah.
right?
He sits there by himself in front of a microphone and talks for a half hour non-stop. He doesn't pause. He doesn't say He doesn't drift off the subject and then say, hey, what the hell was I talking about? He stays on the topic, and it's funny all the way through for a half hour. And he doesn't have any props, no other people. I always wonder how he does it, so I guess I could try. This is my audition. This is my audition. But what else am I going to talk about? I don't have a plan here. All I've got is this stuff about these guests who have now walked away from me.
Well, I actually
Okay, yeah.
I have to pull a Chris True later on tonight as well.
Are you working with Chris tonight?
No, I'm not doing that. But
What are
I'm,
you doing?
Broadcasting for Tulane Women's Volleyball for 60 minutes by myself.
You're doing the commentary for Tulane women's basketball.
Volleyball.
Sorry, did you say volleyball?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like such a bad gig, quite frankly.
Sounds like a great gig.
Yeah, are they wearing like swimsuits?
Yeah, they were actually
They're
wearing clothes
bikinis.
from Bare Underneath. That's where they
From
get
Basics Underneath.
Basics Underneath.
They will. You're doing a commentary for a bunch of girls playing volleyball in lingerie.
Yeah.
How did you get that job exactly, Grayson?
Just
Talent.
emails.
Talent.
Emails.
Some people
Email.
are blessed.
Okay.
Sending some emails.
Okay, now somebody have to go get these guests to come back here.
Sam, you want to grab
Nobody wants to listen to this.
I'll go get them.
Okay, Sam, go get those two to come back. I don't even see them anymore.
We had a good plug in there, I thought,
I thought that worked out pretty good, actually. So anyway, I like these two guests, don't you? Stokely
Yeah, no, they're
Gray and
going. This
Stacey
is-
Symes and Vodka Reader. They're very nice people. I don't know why they would just get up and walk away. Like that. We have bar service here, They went away to get a drink, but I'm not sure if they realize that we have bar service.
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe. Here's vodka. No, things aren't looking too good.
They're waiting for their drinks.
Are they still waiting for them? Tell them to come back here and get the waitress to bring them over. That's the concept of a restaurant. Don't you think these people must, they don't understand the basic concept of service, even though they're both in the service industry. Isn't that strange? I don't know. Okay.
You're doing a good Chris True right now.
No, Chris is actually very, very funny, though. So if you haven't had a chance to listen to the Chris True Show, if you go to our website, it's neworleans.com, and look for True to the Game, you'll find the fabulous Chris True at the other end of it. Here's Stokely Gray back with his drink. Hey, Stokely.
Hey.
Sorry to keep you. Okay. Stacia's got a drink by the look of it as well. Okay, now we hear some music.
All right.
Okay, so how many live listeners have we got now? I bet that really bumped it up, right? None.
We
Down
actually
to
hit
zero.
our high.
There's
We
two.
hit our high. We hit 5 midway.
Okay, so we're down to 0 now.
No, two. We got two.
Two.
One is me.
One's you, so one is someone else. Okay, so I think
wow.
that's pretty good.
I'll check on it.
Yeah, they're gone. It's just Asher.
You can't tell who people. Can you see who's listening?
Yeah, I think so. Oh,
No,
some-
you can't.
you can.
Hey, what's happening?
It's gone away.
Can I share this to your wall, Greg?
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. Stacia, what did you get to drink?
I'm going for Jack Daniels on the rocks.
Okay, is that the same as you had last time?
Yeah.
Okay, good move. Stokely, you've got.
Consistency is key.
It is. Otherwise, you give yourself a hangover, and you need the Hangover Destroyer more than.
Yeah.
Anyway, while you were gone, Asher was just telling us that he took a Hangover Destroyer when he came in here today, and it's totally working.
Oh.
So we got an endorsement. What are you drinking over here?
That's a pork belly old fashioned.
Ah, that's a very popular drink here at Wayfair. Okay,
really
listen,
good.
we got to get on with the show here.
On with the
So
show.
where were we?
That's a great
You
question.
bought a house
I bought a house.
in some place that's no man's land between Mid City and.
Yes, but it's coming up because it's in between the French Quarter and Mid City. So it's really weird because usually like the epicenter, right, is expensive and then it kind of just like echoes out. But here we have like 2 epicenters and it's echoing towards my neighborhood
So-
and I got a killer deal.
So the property is going to get more.
Oh my God, I'm sitting
Desirable.
pretty. I'm sitting pretty. I'm in a
Nice,
good
okay.
spot. Yeah,
Very good. Good
I'm
for you.
very well versed in the real estate world.
Why is that?
Because I did my homework.
Okay, so you're just smart, basically.
Are you keeping it a double?
Yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
keep. That's going to be. This is my retirement plan, part 1.
Okay, what's part 2? Make a shitload of money.
That part, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's coming up.
Okay.
Hey, Grant, if you want, I think we're going to try to cue up the music again.
Okay, we're ready to hear some music. So this could be pretty good. Well, I'll be interested to see how this turns out when Thomas finishes editing this, where it goes.
Yeah.
I think all that stuff in the middle is just going to be gone now. So now I have no idea how long we've been doing this for, but I guess we'll just have to worry about that another day. Okay.
I think if you went 10 minutes over, that you would be safe and give yourself an hour total.
All right. Okay, Vodka, we looking good?
All right, we looking good, man.
Okay, so we're going to go straight. We're going to edit that from right where we said take a listen to this moment here.
Rewind that song.
It's like
That's cool right
magic.
Let's do it. Okay. I'm kind of crunk now for some reason. Like I'm about to.
Yeah, because things are picking up.
Fast forward it up some. You too far. You went back too far. Go up some. Fast forward.
What's the machinery exactly they've got here? Is it a tape?
It's a phone.
There we go.
Well, you guys are good sports, I'll say that. Thanks for hanging
Yeah, it's
out.
worth it. No, I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for having me back.
Hey, you're
I'm bummed that it took 2 years. And then
I
when you
cannot
brought me
believe
back, it was the day that Trump was president.
That's why we
Thanks.
did it, because we needed somebody upbeat.
Yeah.
Well, it's not yet.
We can hear this, you know.
I can hear it.
Yeah,
Not really, though.
you can hear something.
Whatever, I'm gonna just do anything now. If it don't work this time.
Okay.
Freestyle.
Are we-
That's what it's being, impromptu artist.
You just going to freestyle it?
Yeah,
Oh.
because
Wow.
yeah, if it's the
That's
sound
even
is-
better.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's just pick it up from right where we left off then. Okay, so this equipment is not working at all by the sound of it. So
We're
just
gonna
gonna
do it.
You're
Let's
just going to
just do
freestyle it?
Let's just do it. Let's do it. That's the best
Okay.
way to do it.
All right.
Okay. Play. What's going on, everybody out there in radio land, TV land, Instagram land? I am Vaka Radu. I am Pop Rock Neo Vak, and I'm an artist, and let's do it. So, pop. Pop. I am. Yes, don't music just make you feel like love sometime when you hear music and different sounds? Check it. Check it. New Orleans, Louisiana, make some noise! Ha. Got to shake your hips, move every day, flow out, mad, know you're off top. I'm about to rock you. Got to shake your hips, move every day, flow out, mad, know you're off top. Uptown, move around it. Downtown, move around it. West Bank, move around it. East Bank, move around it. Clearview, move around it. No president. Check it. On me dance, sex, music, I'm rock. I'm bigger than gorillas, I'm rock. I'm bigger than the system, I'm rock. What? I'm bigger than the government. I'm Dilly Ollie, Ollie, Ollie. This one is for thrill. If y'all came to get down, round the table, put your hands up. Round the table, put your hands up. Round the table, put your hands up. Yo, listen! I'm pop, rock, Neo, I am rock. Rastafarian and I'm hot. Jump up on me, call me. Dance the music, I'm rock. I'm bigger than gorillas, I'm rock. I'm bigger than your system, check it. Let's see what Raju got up to see what's going on tonight. New Orleans, let's see what Raju got up to see what's going on tonight. Sit back, relax, enjoy, watch Fox tear up the mic, right? Sit back, relax, enjoy, watch Fox tear up. Listen, if y'all came to get down, to get funky, Raju, came to get down.
Thank you. Oh my God. Okay. Awesome.
Thank you.
Right. What was the track to that exactly?
That was pop rock neo rock. My album should be coming out. It's going to be called Mama's Boy, Southern Boy Music. And just be looking forward to it. It's a lot of emotions. It's neo poetry. It kind of takes you in depth to different places. It's just not, it's a live crunk time, but then it settles down.
I felt the energy just sitting right next to you.
That means a lot.
Isn't it great? Isn't it great to watch someone like that, to watch someone transform completely?
Yeah. No, you went into it like right at the very beginning. I think you went somewhere else.
It's amazing to watch that because you turned into like a person who's 3 times your size.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? You're like, whoop. It was fascinating.
Thank y'all for having me, man.
This is great.
Isn't this a cool show?
This
I
really
love this
is.
concept.
I like his energy with the lights and about helping people, and you're organized, like you're so like on it, and just him. He pulls it together.
He brings us all
He
together.
brings it together.
Yeah.
That's what we're here
Thank
for.
you.
So,
And, not to,
Yeah, go
you know,
on.
Dapper, but I just picked up my mom's ashes because she was hit by a car on Loyola and Poydras, and I'm dealing with that, so I'm back and forth. I just buried her on 2 Saturdays ago, and she just told me keep going, and I'm trying, y'all. I just picked up my mom's ashes today.
Sorry to hear that. Just now.
I rushed over here, and it means a lot that y'all, had this going, because I need to stay busy.
She's
and
here.
I understand. Yeah.
She's with you wherever you are. She'll
Yeah.
never leave your side.
So that's
Well,
why
I'm
I got
glad-
my glasses
I'm
on.
glad you're
God.
good.
Yeah, thank y'all
That's
so
hard.
much. Thank
Dale,
y'all.
you're welcome. That was a pretty rough, weird thing that happened to your mom. She got run over.
Yeah, they hit her, and
Okay.
I'm just dealing with lawyers and stuff right now, and
That's all you need. On top of losing her and everything, then you have to deal with
And
all
I'm
the
an only
ramifications.
child, so it was just me and her, and that was like my best friend. So if you do have your moms and people, just create memorable moments because she just saw me for her birthday, September the 28th, and this happened October 13th. And we had a ball. She slept in my bed. She told me how much she liked what man I've become, and she just wanted me to get more schooling under my belt, and along with the career, she was very, very proud of me. And we just had that was my best friend. Like, we walk around the house naked in front, that's just how we did together. Me and my mom just shared everything, and it's like, it was weird. Like, my friends was with me, like, picking up. I was weak, but I knew I had to come here and deliver, and just let it be known that the lady y'all hit on Laola was Vaka Radu, Javaka Davis's mom. And that was all I had. And I have a daughter, she's 12, but she has her mom. You know what I'm saying? It just makes me feel like, only child is kind of,
Well, it's tough losing somebody no matter who they are. It's doubly tough or exponentially more difficult when it's one of your parents.
Yeah.
And especially in
And
your case.
abruptly and terribly as well.
And
So
when it was
there's
under
just
these
no easy way to
circumstances,
look
yeah.
at that.
Yeah,
That's
so
terrible.
I'm waiting.
And now you have to deal with the repercussions of the whole thing. You can't even sort of
Yeah, I
grieve.
can't even grieve.
Right.
Like, I have to.
You have to be
handle
responsible.
business.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
to move all her
Yeah.
stuff out of the house to Houston. Then I came right back to handle
All right, you know what? I'm going to give you 3 hours of my time. I'll help you move your mom's stuff. I'll help you make those decisions. That's what I do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, that's a nice thing to do.
Let's see how they have.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's very cool. That was meant to be.
Yeah. Okay, so come on. Let's do it.
All right.
And what can you donate? Some color tape?
You're paying for those fucking lights.
Okay, I need those lights.
He needs those lights.
I'll pay for the lights.
Yeah.
I'll pay for the lights.
All right. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, definitely.
What's it like to perform? Are you working through all this? You have to get up on stage and entertain and
This was
be
actually
fabulous?
my first thing since it happened. So I'm supposed to do a show in Memphis, Tennessee on December 10th with these wonderful girls. Their name are Bird Cloud. And they want to invite me. I just played a show in New York. It was called Meltasia. So it was in an abandoned zoo. And they had it was amazing. I played with like a lot of people. It was in New York, like right outside of New York. And I played it the year before last. They just had me back. They had it in Lafayette, Georgia. So I'm here and there, and I was just working. Me and my mom actually she was inspiring me from music from her day, and we was like listening to different songs by El Jarreau and different people who she said I reminded her of, because I have like a lot of all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So she
I was just going to say that.
she liked, I don't know I don't even know my purpose like in life right now, but it just feel good being around people, and I know prayers and that really helps. That helps.
Well, you've got a talent for making people happy, I would say. That's your purpose.
That's what they say, man.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
I feel pretty happy right now. You know?
That's good.
I feel good.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, you're very radiant. Sort of.
Maybe I run for president.
I think
No bad idea.
Be a job open in 4 years.
right.
What platform would you run on?
My platform will be for, I don't want to sound cliche, but it would just be like everybody know what they really supposed to do, and for those who not doing what they supposed to do, who want to be like foolish and stuff, we'll put them away, and the people that want to live regularly and be of peace, then we're good.
So put them away. That's where things might get a little tricky. You want to lock them up?
We're talking about like prison. Yeah, if you rob a store, or rob someone's things, or murder someone, then you need to suffer the consequences.
Well, we already have the highest incarceration rate in the country in Louisiana. And
we do. And they're
and the
actually looking
highest
at
in New York.
deregulating private prisons, which I think is amazing. That needs to happen sooner rather
That
than
would be
later.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be.
Wait,
Yeah.
deregulating private prisons?
Not
They're
deregulating, but
they're eliminating them. Yeah, they're making.
Oh, okay.
not taking away the rules. So they
I
can do
was about
whatever
to
the fuck
say,
they
like,
want.
oh my god, it's already out of control.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Vokaredu's the idea for running for president is lock them up.
Yeah, right.
Lock
I mean,
'em
if you
up.
commit the
Okay.
crime, or you
Time out.
Yeah.
Time
That-
out.
we
But
learned
you
that
know
in
what I
school.
would like to see though is that when you're in this time out, that you have the opportunity to grow from your mistakes, and you give people the chance to better themselves while they're on the inside. So when they come out, they have something to go home to.
Depending on what they did.
Well, what do you want? Because we have the highest incarceration rate in the country here in Louisiana.
Yeah, and it's
right. In
ridiculous.
Orleans Parish, I think
Like
it's the
if we
highest
could just
incarceration rate.
legalize marijuana, first of all, I think that would
Then
solve a lot of
that would solve the
problems.
problem.
That
That
solves
would
a lot
solve
of
it.
problems.
Well, I mean, there's also the fact that like wealthy people commit a crime and they typically don't suffer the same consequences as someone
or
who can't
any
afford a lawyer.
consequences at all.
Yeah, and
Dealing
so
with
you
that
know, so when we kind of look at it through that lens, like,
Well, I've got a solution for that. Why don't we just all get wealthy?
I think
There's enough money to go around if we just all spread it out.
I think there's a man who really capitalized on that promise last night.
I don't think he suggested that we take all the money in the country. and spread it out. That
I
would
think
be-
I think he suggested that everyone could become wealthy themselves. Yeah, I think that's what he.
Is that what President Trump's all about? I would have voted for him if I'd known that.
I don't
It's a
think he's
great
going to be able
idea.
to follow through on that one.
Do we have to work for it, or do we just get it?
Oh, I think there's some kind of if you work hard enough.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
Well, that's the way of life. That's just what it's
Yeah.
You know, there's a guy in a coal mine right now. It's like,
But there are
only
people
someone
who
else.
are working hard,
Yeah.
and they're working like 2 full-time jobs, and they're making below, a
Right,
living
so, yeah.
wage. And so I think that, somebody like Bernie Sanders, who's coming on the scene, who says like, okay, we need to get with the program. This is the new minimum wage. This is the living wage. We don't provide that for people. And I think that that's where a lot of folks turn to crime because they're so frustrated because they don't
Exactly.
have the opportunity. They're working their asses off, and like maybe 20 years ago they were working their asses off and they were able to show something for it. And I think Trump has tapped into that psyche, and people are really, really pissed right now about all the work that they're doing and getting nothing for it.
Yeah.
I don't want to give him credit because I think that that's a dangerous place to be, but
That's what's dangerous about being rewarded for hard work.
I don't think there's
That's
anything
fair.
dangerous about being rewarded for hard work, but if you have the notion that all I have to do is work hard and that equals success, well, we all know that, like you can ask coal miners, they're working pretty fucking hard and they don't have anything to show for it. So I think they're working a little smarter maybe, and like I get a lot of people that, in my industry that talk about the good old days when you could graduate high school and go to work at a factory and you'd be earning more than your teacher and you drive your new Trans Am to the parking lot and tell them to fuck off, and they're mad because that doesn't exist anymore. But the manufacturing, the odd thing is, it is coming back. We did when I worked in solar, we did a huge solar job at the University of Mississippi.
Okay.
And it was a massive job, but the neatest thing was what was in the building. It was all these manufacturing robots. And there's manufacturing is coming back in the South, but it's coming back in a way that wasn't what our parents and grandparents experienced. It's actually people have to learn how to operate and maintain robots. It requires a lot fewer people, but they find out it's a lot easier to have a robot in the U.S. than a 7-year-old in China and have to pay the shipping costs. So it's kind of crazy. I mean,
and also just like better for like human rights maybe to not have a 7-year-old in China.
Exactly. But if you really, to these guys, it's all about the shipping costs,
Yeah,
really. And
it's the bottom line, and that's the
Yeah.
part that's so disgusting and heartbreaking.
Yeah, but I mean that's what you strive for in business. Is you want to have a solution that not only makes fiscal sense but also makes sense in a humanitarian way. What was that?
Just a bit of stray audio from Thomas.
All right,
Working on his rap game.
all right. It was him rapping.
So there's a whole bunch of robots in a building in the University of Mississippi. That's the takeaway from that one.
It's
That's
a
pretty
really
wild.
really weird and interesting building, and they were just building, and this was back, I'd say winter, like maybe 4 years ago. So it's got to be up and running by now. But it also has the largest solar array in the state of Mississippi on the roof of it too. So kind of interesting.
That is
But I tell you
pretty
what, once again, not to drag it back into what happened last night, but I'm very glad I don't work in solar today.
Why is that?
Well, it's
Is
a
the sun being canceled?
I know the sun's doing great, and we've got all the equipment, the technology. But the problem is, whenever we innovate in this country, and we decide to do something new, we have to set up infrastructure for it. And typically, like, hey, we're building cars, we got to incentivize people to run gas stations and car lots, right? But in this day and age, the guy who's making horseshoes would be like, fuck that, like I don't want that.
Right.
So You know, that's the solar industry, because you're producing electricity. It's tough, and where we had great incentives here in New Orleans. I mean, you guys can see the arrays all over the city, but we had a great tax credit that encouraged people, and that meant you didn't have to have a ton of money to take advantage of this, this technology, and you could also get it on a lease and stuff like that. But now, Jindal took away the tax credit for the state of Louisiana, made it, pretty much financially impossible to make your money back within 10 years off your system. So, most people sell their house, kind of around there. And then now, what's going to happen in the federal tax credit? I have a feeling.
Do we know anything about that? I mean, has we got down to that kind of detail yet?
No, because we don't have a detailed energy policy from our new guy. So, So I'm going to be very interested to see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I guess everyone in every industry is going to be interested to see what happens. I mean, from the entertainment industry to the solar. I mean, everybody is sitting here wondering what the hell is going to happen.
Oh, it's
The whole world is waiting to see what's
every
going to
country.
happen.
We're like twiddling our fingers, but that doesn't mean stop doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
you
you got to keep doing you.
what you're doing.
You have to do
Exactly.
Yeah.
On that note, I think we're going to have to get out of here, you guys. Sasha, I wanted to ask you quickly before we go. You writing a book? It says in my information here.
Yeah, no, I want to share my information with everybody, right? And what's a great way to do that? I figured let's write a book. So, yesterday I sent it to my editor. So it is on the way.
Good job. Okay, so we need to know two things before we get out of here. We need to know what Vodka's record's going to be called and where we can steal it from.
Okay.
We can steal it online somewhere from Spotify and so on?
Yeah, I'm going to put it on there.
Okay.
It's called Mama's Boy, Southern Boy Music.
Okay.
And it's just variations of funk, funkadelic mixed with neo soul, pop, and me.
All right.
Yeah.
And Vodka Redu is spelled Vockahredu.
Yeah, and if you want to get French, you can say Vodka Radu.
Radu.
Look at that.
Yeah, nice. Okay. That's what most people call you, or you just call yourself that?
No, they call it. They be like at concerts, Radu.
Radu.
Yeah. Some people call me Vok. Most people call me Vodka. Yeah.
Was it a nickname you had at school or something, or did you just make that up?
No, that's just what my name
Well,
is. My government name is Javaka. My mom name is Javaka.
Right.
And I just dropped the J and made it Rasta and just put Vodka, which is Vockah. My middle name is Renee. I just took the R-E to make the Ra. My last name is Davis. I added the D. And I added you because you guys are with me.
Very nice. That's a great description. Stokely Gray has been here as well. Stokely, you're not writing a book or anything, right?
No, I'm not writing a book.
But you did tell us about illuminated tape, which is invaluable information, which we can get from Harbinger.
Harbinger Illumination, HarbingerIllumination.com. Drop me an email. I'll set you up with your tag.
Yeah.
You get set up.
Next time I play here.
Yes.
All right.
And there's links to all this on our website, itsneworleans.com. But first of all, not first of all, but finally, what is the name of your book?
So the book is called Clear the Clutter, How to Eliminate the Stress of Mess and Get Organized.
Okay, Clear the Clutter.
And clearthecluttertoday.com is my website, so you'll be able to go there, or my Clear the Clutter Facebook page. I'll be posting the links there. But it's a how-to book, walks you through the entire process.
And make sure when you give Vodka his free
Session
that you videotape that. And so that will be very interesting.
Okay.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah. Amazing. We probably can do like an instant,
We'll do something.
I see under cabinet lights in his future.
And you can totally light the whole thing.
He's going to light my world up.
There you go.
Thanks for joining us. That was Happy Hour. Thanks to Stokely Gray, Stacia Simons, and Vodka Radu. Our show is produced by Graham DePonte, and our music director is Christian Unruh. Jean Valois is our music producer, and Thomas Walsh is our technical director. Our live feed directors for our Facebook live feed, which went on all afternoon here, are Asher Griffith and Grayson Jernigan. Our theme music was written by and is currently being played by Mitchell Foreman. If you'd like to be on our show, and you can stay upright for about an hour and keep drinking, drop us a line. Our address is on our website, itsneworleans.com. You can also check out many other hours of Happy Hour on itsneworleans.com, as well as some other shows we make here, including Out to Lunch with Peter Raschuti live from Commander's Palace, True to the Game with Chris True, Midnight Menu +1 with Margot Moss, and the man who ate New Orleans, Ray Canada. Louisiana Eats with Poppy Chuka, Milo's Music Power with Kim Vu, and the podcast about death, which is called Death the Podcast, with psychologist Dr. Ariane Alfant, as well as questions from the waiting room with psychiatrist Nick Pajic. You can also find other great Louisiana podcasts at itsacadiana.com and it's BatonRouge.la. You can keep up with us on Facebook, on Twitter, and a bunch of other time-sucking social media as well. On all that we're called It's New Orleans, you can find photos from this show on itsneworleans.com and on our Facebook page. Those photos are taken today by Sam Weil, who actually showed up. If you're listening to this show on your favorite podcast app, thank you for subscribing to us. Take a moment to rate and review us if you wouldn't mind. That helps other people find us. Our show is recorded live today at Wayfair on Freret Street in Uptown New Orleans, where they have a 3-hour happy hour every day from 3 to 6 and brunch on the weekends. Happy hours of production of INO Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com. For Andrew Duhon, who's on the road and can be found at andrewduhon.com. I'm Grant Morris. We'll see you back here next week on Happy Hour.